why we don't need roads.
You're rising higher, a piston water scream, howling to the masses in the middle of the week. Tell us all your troubles, what's burning to your core, shining through the heavens until your throat is sore. What's your grief? Home steals your joy like a thief. What brought you grief? To find it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef. What's your beef?
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, so I got a few of my own. I got some others that people will have this morning. I think we are locked and loaded. I know Colton has one that's personal. Might have a few more. Tommy, are you ready to go? I know sometimes we kind of wade into this, but I feel like we should just hand the ball into it this morning.
What's got you PO'd this morning, Ty?
What
are you upset about?
Rental, car fees, and hotel fees, and anything else. We've talked about this, I think, off air, but anytime you have these numbers and you just see them tally up at the bottom of your receipt, whether it's with Enterprise, whether it's with a certain particular hotel chain, and you just see all these dumb fees that happen to get added or dumb taxes or whatnot. You get nickel and dime for everything nowadays. And just to see these continuously pile up over and over and over again, whether it's an alcohol tax or that tax and this tax and this tax. And I realize death taxes, it's part of life. But it was kind of annoying this weekend being not in Arkansas and then seeing those fees just continuously add up over and over and over again. Looked at my credit card, it's just boom, 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 boom. So that's always fun.
Well, they saw you coming. I mean,
yeah.
In Florida's what's Florida got going for itself? No state income tax, right?
So they get you everywhere.
How do they? Well, no, they don't get you. They don't get the residents of Florida. They get the suckers that come to the beach. The suckers that, yeah. So that's how they pay for their bills in Florida. All those taxes and fees. And I think they just make some of them up. I think some of that stuff that people add to invoices. For instance, one thing I'm beefing about. I've got a propane tank at one of our sites. It doesn't go through very much propane. It's a backup. It serves for backup purposes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get a fill every so often, they want to charge you a fee of $140 to check for a leak.
What?
I don't have a leak. Well, you didn't buy any propane. So this is really a fee and a tax you're putting on me.
It's $140?
To check for a leak I don't have. Because I didn't buy enough propane.
Can't you just do that on your own with like some soap and some bubbles
No.
and some water?
We're mandated. Mandated by who is what I ask them. Well, it's our company policy. So this isn't a law, So that's one thing I would, just personal beef. But
did you
everybody's
tell them to pound sand, kick rocks.
Well, they said, fine, we won't bring you any propane.
Propane and propane accessories.
And you got to have it. At some point, you got to have it. So, what do you do?
What is the propane?
It's called held over a barrel.
What is the propane used for? Is that
the generator?
Transmitter? Okay.
Yeah. Power is the generator. So we lose commercial power. We can stay on the air. But when you don't lose commercial power very often and you have a large tank and you stay on the air, you don't go through very much. And anyway.
Those outdated.
So they find things like that. Like you go get tires taken off your car. Go get a new battery. Look at the disposal fees. So I hear you on these fees on top of fees, but if you lived in Florida, you love it because all the suckers that come down to the redneck Riviera and blow all their money, they pay for our roads, they pay for our prisons, they pay for our government, they pay for everything. And as a state citizen, you don't pay for much. We don't live in one of those states that have enough tourism to do that.
And so on that note, am I going to get charged too? Now, I drove a rental car and the fees, as I just talked about, am I going to get charged for driving through the toll roads or does Enterprise take care of that?
Oh no,
Or am
you're
I
going to get a bill.
I'm going to get billed.
You're going to get a bill for that.
And I also, here's the other thing that this was.
And there'll be a fee for billing you.
I can't really have a beef with this is because it's my own fault. Because it clearly states when you're at the checkout line of Enterprise right next to the baggage claim that you're going to get charged double for gas if you don't fill up prior to. Well, I thought that I would have the wherewithal to do that prior to me going back to the airport. Instead, I opted to get Whataburger at 9:30 in the morning instead of
burger.
doing,
Did you go breakfast?
I got burger. I
Good
was
for
hungry.
you.
I didn't.
My man.
I'm not a breakfast guy.
Did you go number 2? Did you go double, or did you just go number 1?
They're doing that 750 thing.
Yeah, for their 75th anniversary.
Yeah, but I got one of the new LTOs. What I can't remember what it was. It was fantastic.
Listen to you talk industry terms.
Limited time option. It was good. It was good. But that being said,
you sound so prim and proper.
That being said, I did that, and we didn't have time to get gas, and so I had to then get charged double. It was like $5 a gallon from Enterprise to fill it back up. It wasn't. I think it was 3/4 of the way full.
So that
so
burger was expensive.
Yes, it ended up being a pricey burger. Luckily, the cost was. But that's a beef with myself though that I didn't think far ahead enough. It's like, I won't be that hungover on Sunday morning after 3 days of drinking. I can get up early. Not really.
It's never a good idea when you say to yourself, I'll get gas in the morning.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it's and
I don't care if it's a Wednesday and I've got to get to work on a Thursday. It's just never a good idea to say, you know what, I'm on the fumes of fate. I'll just get gas on the way in the morning.
It never works.
Always a bad idea.
Yep.
Good right there. All right, what's your beefs? What's your beef Wednesday? Brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Whether it's bacon wrap fillets, gourmet burgers, or fresh kebabs, what is going on the grill this Saturday? Need to get it now from Richard's Country Meat Market. Call ahead for curbside pickup. It's never been easier. 479-443-0000. Place your order. Get ready for Saturday's first big tailgate of the year. Richard's Country Meat Market, 1 block east of College, and Rolling Hills at 3042 North Market Avenue, and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Tell you what's not a beef before we get to Ron and some text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Cindy, one of our team members here at ESPN Arkansas, came into the studio as I was working this morning and said, hey, just for you. Now, she uses it too. I have pumpkin spice, creamer, and cold foam. So if you smell that beautiful aroma,
that
this
is not a
morning,
beautiful aroma.
That is what that is. Typically, I just drink coffee black.
You take any coffee with that, or just
no? I mean, it's got creamer at the bottom and cold foam up top, and then it, I guess, seeps in and mixes. So that's what that smell is. If you do smell it, it's good. I love it. I'm glad she said something. I was just going to drink it black per usual, but it's good.
Is the Y chromosome the female chromosome? I didn't pay attention to that. I think he's got an extra one. I think he's got a few extra Y's running around in there.
Yeah.
It's the weather, Ty. Weather's all cool and chilly. It's got you in pumpkin spice season. I get it.
Colton's drinking coffee
You have
because
to look,
I need it.
Really,
I need it. Hey,
how much
Colton.
pumpkin spice you got in your coffee there, Colton?
0. It's
Why?
Black as night.
Because he's
Why?
your father.
Well, I need it. I got 71 minutes of sleep last night since I've seen you boys last. So I desperately need this one and the 2 cups I've already had this morning.
You mean we're not sleeping through the night yet?
How long does that take?
How long are you getting? 2 hours at least? You said 71 minutes, but
no, that's me combined total. 71 minutes for me. He's sleeping on and off about 2-3 hours at a time. But the thing is that right now what we're doing is he is learning to poop. Your body does not know that function in that form once you are born. It has to learn that.
Well, sometimes it happens naturally.
It's true. And so what that sounds
even
like
even at 49 or 50 years old, sometimes it just happens.
In there.
What it sounds like at 3 in the morning is a lot of this. All night long, and the fella just can't get any rest.
Do that one more time.
I'm good. He can't get any more rest, and it's just it's hard.
So,
but
are we bottle feeding or are we doing all natural?
Bottle feeding. So, I mean, my wife.
So, are y'all taking turns or because here's the worst thing. The one bit of advice I can give you in this category is take turns on the days. Let one of you at least get a full night's sleep every other night.
Okay.
Because that's what, and it, now with our first one, it was bottled. The second one was all natural. So there wasn't much I could do to help there. Mm-hmm. But at least somebody got some sleep. So if you're doing the bottle every, 2, 3, 4 hours, at least one of you is getting some, at least every other day you get a decent night's sleep.
Yes, Ty.
Can I ask this question without getting flamed? Because I genuinely want to know, because a lot of my buddies recently have had kids. if your significant other is on maternity leave and not having to go to work, why is it?
Yes, she should mow. She should mow the yard. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no, Matt. Again, I'm probably going to get ripped for asking this, but why is she the one that's not getting up all the time to do that?
She needs rest
She
too.
just carried a baby for 9 months.
All right,
and pushed it out of her body. The least I could do is make sure she gets a good night's sleep for a little bit.
Okay.
Saved me a lot of trouble.
Now do that and get up and do a morning radio show. That's where I was 15 years ago.
Colton's never been happier that the morning rush got moved back 2 hours, or 3 hours from 6 to 9 a.m. All right, Rod is in Greenwood this morning. He's got a beat for us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Rod, good morning.
Ron, what are you mad about?
Well, my beef is with this new reseeding program with the Razorback basketball.
Are you talking about the tickets? Reseating the tickets?
Yes.
All right.
Reseating tickets. You know, I redid mine this morning because that was my time.
Okay.
I went from the lower section of 107, row 9, and the best seats available I could get. Yeah, in the corner. I was row 9, seat 107 and 108. Now I went to all the way up to section 207 in row 5.
So the best you could get was upper deck corner?
Donation.
You went upper deck corner?
Upper deck corners, because unless you want to you could still stay, any way you was going from lower level to upper level.
But you couldn't get sidelined. I have a interest in asking the question.
Yeah, I don't have. There was nothing. There was some on the sides. Don't get me wrong. There was still some on the sides, upper deck, but nothing lower deck.
Because I'm 25 hours out. Ty, I may be a little preoccupied at some point tomorrow morning in the second hour of the show.
Yeah.
Ron, I got to do this tomorrow, and I've had seats I really have enjoyed for a number of years, and they're in the upper deck, but I'm afraid I'm getting ready to,
been over a barrel.
I mean, going to be somewhere where I'm not going. And you know what it'll lead to? Probably not going to as many games.
Ron, can I ask you this?
Go ahead.
If you'd be willing to disclose this, what was your donation previously, and then what did you up it to? I'm just trying to collect information.
I went to 2,000 this year, and I think I forgot what level that is, but I was the one underneath that all the way prior that I said I was doing like 12 to 1,500, so I think that was at Tusk Hog somewhere in there, and I was sitting lower level.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and jumped up a level, and I donated $2,500 just to move up. I think they said move up 1,500 slots in a few days, and still, lower level's been gone for, they said, 3 or 4 days.
I would like to know, Ron, and I'm sure you do too, of all the people that are in the lower level that have guaranteed their seats, that have locked in, what was the cutoff? Like, what was the lowest donation rate that someone was able to get in?
Right. I would, but, my biggest beef on that is, I was there through the Pelfrey years, and through Mike Anderson and all these new fans that I know winning brings people in. Tommy's right. And you are too. Winning puts butts in the seats. But, the loyalty of being there through them years that we wasn't winning.
The lean year.
Ron, here's my fear.
Yeah.
All right. So they've done a great job of getting people that were giving 5 or 10,000, or companies that were giving 10 that are now giving the 40, right? So they've enticed people by saying, hey, you can look what you can get if you donate 40. And it's a whole bunch of stuff in football, basketball, other sports as well. Now you can get up to, I think it's 14 seats if you donate the top level at 40 plus. Okay. Well, if you can afford to give 40, you probably can afford to buy the other 6 or 8 tickets. These were people that were buying, 4 or 8 tickets, and they had good seats. Well, now they got access to 14 seats. And I just wonder, are they actually going to use 14 seats on a regular basis?
Based on baseball, I'm going to guess no. That's the only real-time data that we've had in front of us the last few years, and that's disappointing for guys like Ron. And Ron,
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of people just
Ron,
like
I feel for you.
Yeah,
I'm right there rowing the same boat with you, baby.
because Tommy's
Yeah,
going to go through the same thing
I
here
mean, I
in
just
25
feel like
hours.
I just feel like, our loyalty, and I realize the university maybe needs money for these student athletes. But, what I think about is if all them corporate people that's going to sit down below don't show up, and the fans show up, and you've kicked them all up the upper deck, that's going to look pretty good on TV. A bottom deck that's half full and a top deck that's pretty full.
Here's what I don't, and Ron, appreciate the call. Here's what I've never understood.
I feel you can hear the emotion in Ron's voice there, and I feel the same way you do, Ron.
I know people that sit behind home plate. They're at every single game, and that's a big deal because they're huge Razorback baseball fans. I've just never understood if you have these tickets. I realize that stuff gets in the way. Life happens, kids, grandkids, whatever. But we take calls every day. When we give away tickets, our phone lights up like a Christmas tree. My goodness, Jamie, Christmas, just give them away.
Yeah, but you're 1,000% right.
You can transmit them. You don't even have to.
It's about the
send them.
status
here's
of
the
having
thing.
them.
All that takes effort. Let me tell you, as someone that deals with tickets, and I've got over a dozen tickets to get in people's hands, I now have a spreadsheet to disseminate and get, because you've got to have name, phone number, you got to go online. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done, and you're 1,000% right, transfer. But, man, if you got a number of tickets, and, hey, I've got 14 tickets because our company gave $40,000, well, there's a lot of work that goes into, somebody's got to be responsible for actually getting on the phone, getting on the computer, and doing that. It's not effort free. You don't just snap a finger and the tickets transfer themselves.
Yeah. No, there's
And
stuff
some
behind
people,
the scenes.
if
You're
you've
right.
got that much money, to some, not to all, some they don't care about wasting them. To me, I want someone else to go. I don't want the tickets wasted.
Yeah.
I don't care about selling them. That ship has sailed. I don't care about selling them usually. I want a butt in the seat because I feel like, hey, we paid money. The radio station's paid money to have these tickets. I want to make sure somebody enjoys them.
Well, here's the before we get to Paul, real quick. We'll opening drive. We're gonna have to. We'll get into it at some point. It's good stuff from Jimmy Johnson, Little Rock Touchdown Club yesterday.
That will be good. All right, opening drive brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready mix needs. They've got it. The number one source for top quality aggregates in Northwest Arkansas is APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, where is Marble Falls, Arkansas? Is that in Texas, Arkansas?
I know where Marble's at because that's where we get the chicken strips.
I'm looking
there.
I'm looking
Kings
at
River.
North Central Arkansas. Let's welcome in Paul this morning. Paul, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, hey, thanks. And I'm just about 3 miles from the Buffalo River, so
Heck yeah.
a little south of Harrison. Come join the Ozarks.
God's country.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just wanted to share my experience yesterday. I picked my ticket. So our family's been season ticket holders for 40 years. We started at Barnhill, and we were donating $700, so not much, but we upped it up to $3,500 this year to get to the Super Hog level for 4 tickets. And so we requested 4 tickets. We're at the 4 tickets. I went online yesterday at my allotted time, and it only let me get 2 tickets. And I called the foundation at the time and said, why can't I get 4 tickets? And they said, we're running out of tickets, so we couldn't get you your other 2 tickets. So very, very frustrating process. And, of course, we're in the upper deck. We've always been on the lower deck. So I just wanted to weigh in with Ron's frustration. I hope we fill Bud Walton Arena every single game, every single seat. But they've moved the fans. We've moved the fans up. And I talked to the director yesterday on the phone. I was pretty hot, as you can imagine. And she told me that, and I told her, I said, it's going to be full of corporate tickets that aren't used. And she told me that it's not corporate tickets down in the lower level. I have a hard trouble believing that. But anyway, very frustrating, and I hope I can enjoy the game just as well as we always have for the last 40 years.
Okay, and I don't want to make this the Morning Rush versus the Razorback Foundation. There are times that they
do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff. But in this case, when you sign up for that level, and you were promised 4 tickets, and then
I don't know you were promised.
But
You
what does it say? What does it say? You can in the fine print does it say you can
buy
get up to 4 tickets?
Up
to. It doesn't say it.
Because
doesn't
here's
take
here's the other caveat. If you were a season ticket holder last year and you give $500 this year, you're guaranteed 2 seats somewhere in the building.
Okay.
So they've got to make that work as well.
Based on how it's worded, it's up to. Okay. Well, either way, I again, what we just heard right there from, and it was Ron and who helped me, Marble Falls. What was the guy's name?
That's Paul.
Paul. Thank you, Paul. What we just heard is like lean years. Like you sat through 20 years of Arkansas basketball from what? 01 to 2020, and they didn't really do anything. Yeah. Especially during the Pelfrey years.
Loyalty's rarely rewarded anymore.
And so it's like, I get the idea of raising money, and I've talked to people at the Razorback Foundation, getting the higher donors to that $40,000 level. That was important. But at the same time, you just told fans like Paul and Ron to go bleep themselves.
BMF.
College athletics.
BMF.
This is where we are in 2025. I don't blame you for hating where it is at all.
BMF.
What?
Big middle finger.
Okay. I was thinking, are you saying Bobby?
No.
I was the BMF.
No.
Yeah, that's where
Big
my
middle
mind.
Finger.
That's where my mind
what
went.
some people are getting. Hey, if you hadn't gotten the Bet Saracen app, just put that one in your repertoire. Bet Saracen app, you can download it for the weekend.
Locked in
right now. All right. Bet Saracen's got all the lines for this weekend's game, including the big 3 games that are on Saturday, starting with Texas and Ohio State. I'll take ISIS in the points in that one if you don't mind. Yeah, maybe Al-Qaeda +4. I don't know. But you can find all the action this weekend. It's the Bet Saracen app.
All right, when we return, Hog Updates next.
Well, he's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
My basement needs
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Today you're going to follow Jesus. And by 10 o'clock, I still want to follow Jesus, but I also want to slap the hell out of somebody.
This is the Morning Rush.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any 2. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any 2, with fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full certainteed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with Certainteed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Okay, fellas, listen up. We're going to run a 10-9 slant on 2. Ready?
Man, it's hot out here. I sure could use a cheer one.
This isn't the time for that, Baker.
That perfect fizz with just the right cherry kick.
Come on, we got to focus here.
He's right. Nobody does cherry like Cheerwine. I like mine with tiny ice. Love tiny ice.
Cheerwine goes great with barbecue, too.
Listen, we win and I'll buy you guys all the cheer wine you can drink. Deal?
Yeah.
Ready?
Try the uniquely refreshing cherry flavor of the South. Cheerwine and Diet Cheerwine. Uniquely Southern.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
From the job site to the deer lease, Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith has what you need to get it done. When it comes to serious utility, Polaris and Kawasaki lead the way. Now with the all-new Polaris Ranger 1500 and the powerful Kawasaki Ridge. Some models come fully loaded with enclosed cabs and HVAC. Call or text 479-783-5822 or visit WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit InnAtTheMill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
The way that people view Arkansas, man, I guess how we're sought out, like how we're viewed in the SEC, man, I think is so, misconceived, man. I think they don't realize what kind of team we got here, and that's okay, honestly. We're just going to go ahead and show them on Saturday, But, that chip on his shoulder, that resonates with me, man. The same way he has a chip on his shoulder, the same way my guy right here next to me has a chip on his shoulder. We put that throughout the entire team because we knew what we had last year, and we know the team we got now is so much better than what we had last year. So we know our potential. We know the sky's the limit. So we're just sitting here we're tired of the potential thing. We want to put results out there and make it real.
So Cam Ball was a part of that team in 2021 that went 9-4. Since then, haven't had the same level of success. I know Tommy, Arkansas is not the show me state, but I think a lot of our fans, a lot of our listeners, I'm kind of in that same camp. You got to show us. Steven Dix can talk about it. He can have Cam Ball talk about it. Taylor Green can talk about it. But until you actually produce and yield results, fans aren't going to jump on board. Now, if you go week 3 to Oxford, Mississippi and lose that game, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a bad season. Ole Miss is going to be favored. You're going to be the underdog. But just that win, that jolt that it would give this fan base would change the entire outlook of the season. We've been preaching that for months. And I don't know if I'm willing it to happen because I don't necessarily think it is going to, but man, I sure hope it does.
It's interesting what motivates people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. What was the Michael Jordan series came out during COVID? He talked about The Last Dance. Yeah, George Karl ignored him in a restaurant. Other players would talk some noise to him, and it'd take Jordan to another level. Now, I'm not insinuating we got any Michael Jordans on this football team, but it's interesting. These guys are all competitors, and they're all driven. It's just interesting what drives some people, and it's writers, it's podcasters, it's guys with long blonde hair with receding hairlines that say they're not going to be any good that get under their skin. Now, can you sustain that anger? Can you sustain that focus? Anger and being frustrated and mad does you no good if you're not focused and able to harness that. Can this team harness that and then keep that motivation alive till you get to the games that matter? Because you've proven nothing if you beat Alabama A&M 196-0. That doesn't prove anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat Arkansas State, all you've done is met expectations. Can you go beat Ole Miss and can you beat Memphis? Because you're one, and I'm not saying you're wrong. You don't think they can win both of those games. You think they might win one of them, but you don't think they'll win both of them. So can you harness that anger? Can you harness that motivation long enough to get to that point to do something people don't expect you to do?
Remember I asked Muss one time about criticisms of our radio host or anything else. It's like, I don't really think our guys necessarily listen to radio, but that would be awesome. I mean, I would love to be mocked at the end of the season for saying this team's going to go 6-6.
Trust me, Ty, you're mocked all the time.
But additional mocking would be fantastic because again, it's pretty.
Your wish has come true, my man.
I think it's like, as it is a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market, you can tell that it's a beef of this football team where they're projected. Now, again, it doesn't matter if they go 6-6. It doesn't. But if that motivation you're talking about, Michael Jordan, outside of the George Karl incident, he had one with Dan Marley where he hated Dan Marley because their GM loved him. Hated Tony Kukoc because same thing. Their GM loved him. He hated players that even said the slightest wrong thing to him. Not that his players, as you said, are Michael Jordan, but hopefully this team's motivated heading into it.
I just think it's interesting what motivates people. Sorry, Colton.
And I took that personally. That was the Michael Jordan quote.
Spite. All time.
Spite is my biggest motivating factor. So if these guys have the same attitude, then
I don't care how they get there. I just want them to win 8 games this fall. Really don't. You could use whatever motivation you want. Just get to 8 wins, and we will be happy as all get out.
Build the statue.
Build the statue. All right, that's your Hog Update this morning here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Our Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I know in about 30 minutes, we got the Ryder Cup announcement. Keegan Bradley will select.
I've been watching, and I don't know if you understand all the background. I've been watching some stuff on social media where Keegan Bradley, because in the video of the last cycle a couple years ago when Zach Johnson called Keegan and said, Keegs, I'm sorry we're leaving you out, that Keegan was going to call Zach Johnson to let him know he officially didn't make the team.
And Johnson's not good this year, right?
No.
He's terrible.
He's not even in any contention. So it would really be funny if Keegan Bradley did call Zach Johnson and said, hey, sorry, buddy, he didn't make the team.
We're going in a different direction.
I just feel it's best.
I did watch some of that this morning. We've got that clip. We'll play it for you coming up in just a bit. Maybe you're making the trip out.
That'll motivate you.
Yeah.
It motivated him not only to make the team, to be the captain.
So I'm curious if he selects himself. Maybe you are.
He's playing good.
The select few of you are making it out to Bethpage Black, and you don't want to fly into LaGuardia or one of the other airports. You want a long road trip. You want to play golf along the way. You want to have some fun. Well, you need a vehicle to do that. And you're going to find it at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. They're still doing state sales tax paid when you trade through the end of the week. So you got to take advantage. Go see David. Go see Larry. They've continued on what was originally just a tax-free weekend. Then it was through the middle of the month, and now they're doing it through the end of the month. Again, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, Mighty Key Car Care Center. Great pit stop for a vehicle of any size, any truck, any SUV. You're going to get taken care of at Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi, especially at that Meineke Car Care Center.
All right, it is What's Your Beef Wednesday. Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville, 479-443-0000 is their number. Place your order for tailgates this weekend. Online, RichardsCountryMeatMarket.com. We got plenty of time for more of your beefs coming up here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Morning Rush Daily Question is next.
Everybody's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at RichardsCountryMeatMarket.com.
I'll face with you guys.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Why do you ask questions like that? This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Our state sales tax paid offer was a big hit. Frankly, we've been too busy selling cars to come up with an inspired replacement. So in my stereotypical artistic procrastination, I just gave up and decided to extend the sale through Labor Day. Just bring in your old ride and get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day weekend. Probably. Just know the reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
You looking to revamp your closet? Tired of wearing the same old stuff? Hey, Ty Richardson for Roback, one of our new partners here at ESPN Arkansas. Hoodies, joggers, polos, you name it, they have it. Thankfully, Roback is licensed by the University of Arkansas, so you can add to your Razorback collection. Here's the best part. Because you're an ESPN Arkansas listener, you're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com. That's RHOBACK.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling. I've got a confession to make. I'm on my phone way too much, and most of the time, it's a waste. Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Janmark gas stations and convenience stores. There are some apps that are worth your time, such as the Janmark Rewards app. It includes top deals, the latest promotions, plus rewards that keep you coming back. Anytime I stop by the pump or register, my loyalty number is being utilized. Keeping up with my points and offers is easy. Download the Janmark Rewards app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Janmark, the leading gas station and convenience stores in Arkansas.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Had a couple calls earlier in the hour about the reseeding that's going on with basketball right now. We have yet to take a call from anyone that thought the process benefited them this year. I'm sure all the people that felt like they improved their position all went long ago in the process. So here's my question. This process of reseeding where you've got to basically declare where you're comfortable giving to the foundation, which puts you at a certain place in line. That's essentially what we got. All right, you got 19,200 seats. We got X number of people in line, and the ones earlier in the line can get more of those seats. The people later in the line get fewer of them. And once they're gone, they're gone. And you can sit wherever you want. It's not donation by section. It's, hey, if you give the most money, you get 14 seats. Pick where you want those 14, all right? But here's my question, and this is fair and equitable. I don't have any problem with the process itself. Supply and demand. And if you give more, you should have more access. But should we do this more frequently in all sports? Should this be the policy that, hey, on a rotating basis, we're going to do this every 3 years? Because here's my problem. We only wait till they're good to do this. We only wait till they're winning and we have peak demand. And I understand the business principle behind that.
It'll happen in football.
And if football gets to where they win 20 games in a 2-year period or something like that, it will happen then again. But should we do this anyway? If it's all about fairness and equity, because there's fans even in lean times that would like to have better seats and are willing to give more money, I think you're missing out on an opportunity by not having a expected window of reseating every 3 to 5 years, regardless of how the program's doing.
But wouldn't that just tick people off because you're raising dues each time you do that?
But you're also giving people a chance that right now have a seat they're not satisfied with, but they want tickets to improve their location because they may be willing. They're empty nesters now. They have more money. They got more available. They've gotten a better job. They're at a stage in life where they're in their 20s or 30s, and the income in their house has improved. Their wife got a better job after the kids went to school, whatever it is. And now instead of giving $2,500, we can give $7,500. But you give $7,500 and your seat's not improved. So my point is, if this is really about fairness and equity amongst the seats, and I agree that's what they're after, and they're after the money and the donation, shouldn't we do this in the good times and the bad? What's the downside? Because I don't think people are necessarily going to get that are giving big money are going to give their tickets up. Should there be a regular reseating for the major sports at Arkansas? That's my question.
BE says leave his hockey seats at the Jones Center alone.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying makes sense to me, but what will happen is while there are people that have had positive times, there's also things that happen that unfortunately goes the opposite way. And I think
they're going to drop out regardless, because if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You lost your job. You're having you're at that stage in life like Colton. You're having a baby. Well, I'm going to choose diapers and formula over season tickets.
Yeah, I had to give mine up sideline.
My kids are playing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So but that seesaws. So point is now there's no way for the person who's on the up
to win,
to really
like post-Cal maybe. Like when are they going to do this next? Because they had.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is no plan to do it on a regular basis.
Just help me on this. 93, the place opens. First TV game was Missouri. I don't remember who they actually played first game, and this is the first one in, was that 32 years?
Reseeding?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they've. I don't know, but I think they've done reseedings before and reparks.
Because I thought one of the things they hadn't done that. I thought that was one of the. Maybe I'm just misremembering.
But my point is, should it be done on some kind of regular basis? Should every so many years?
You think three's the good number?
I think 3 is a minimum. I think 5 should be the maximum.
Every election cycle, how's that? Just line it up like that.
I don't know what 10 feels too long, 3 feels too short. Somewhere 3 to 5 years, you should have a chance if you change stations in life to improve your seat location.
Right.
And here's the thing: just giving more money to the foundation doesn't necessarily improve your seating location.
Ryan Prairie Grove says his patio cost him what a nosebleed donation cost, and his beer is cheaper than the one at Bud Walton Arena.
Listen, Ryan, I'm with you. I spend a lot of money on my patio, my outdoor area. I will watch more games there than I will attend because that's what I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
I will give away far more tickets than I will use myself. So I'm with. I understand why people are staying at home, and that's been a battle for sports in general, is how to get people back into the venues, because you build homes and you buy homes with outdoor entertainment space. You have media rooms now that people didn't have. People didn't, my age, we didn't grow up with a media room in our house. Now they're commonplace. You didn't have a patio with a TV. We had a patio with a Kingsford grill and that was it, and a couple folding lawn chairs.
And a TV with the rabbit ears.
And a rick of wood out there. That's about all we had on a patio. That was about 10 by 10 when I was a kid. Now it's just different.
My dad is pretty frugal, but the one thing he does spend money on is giant TVs, and there's like 3 of them in their house.
Well, TVs aren't exorbitant anymore like they once were.
Yeah.
You can get 10 feet of TV for about $2,000.
Not too much.
So you can get a 70-inch TV now for $500, $600, $700.
I think my 56 was like $300.
Yeah, I mean you can get all the TV you want for not a lot of money in reality.
We got.
So should they? Here's the Morning Rush. Should they reseed on a more regular basis?
I think most of the response is yes. Like
I think that takes some of the pain out of it for the university as well.
Text out of the 479. Go ahead after this, Colton. But a 3-year cycle, stagger the 3 major sports. So maybe do since you did basketball this year, football hadn't been done in a while. Maybe do football next year. You do baseball the year after that, and then you do come back to basketball.
Do you want to do it all at once? Mm-hmm. I think you got to do it all at once.
Oh, you do it.
I think you
really?
do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry, 479.
My opinion. Again, that's a Ryan White, Hunter Yurachek, answer. But I think because they all go hand in hand. If you're going to ask me to give up my donation to $40,000, I want to make sure I get good baseball, good basketball, and good football tickets. So I think you just go through the process and do it all at once.
Go ahead, Colton.
Ty, you mentioned this yesterday, how there's like this, tens of thousands of long line of people waiting to get into Neyland Stadium at Tennessee for their season tickets. I'd imagine that at Bud Walton there is a laundry list, super long, of people that would love to get in there, and they wouldn't care where they sat if they had a seat for every single game. So what Tommy's saying is, yes, you have to give those people the opportunity as well, because at the end of the day, their dollar is just as much value as someone from J.B. Hunt or Walmart or Tyson or anybody else that would get all these great corporate seats there.
7 or 8 years ago, you're coming out of college, 10 years ago for you, whatever. Was it 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, 2017.
If someone asked you if the university asked you then to give $2,500 to have access to tickets.
They did, and I didn't have it.
And you didn't have it.
I said no.
But now you're at a different station in life. That's something you can make a choice and consider on. That's my point. Yeah. But you could start giving the $2,500 5 years ago, and it may not get you the seats you're in, quote unquote, entitled to based on their chart.
I'm in no position right now to buy any type of season tickets or have any type of investment into that. But 5 years from now, I might be, and I would love to be there for every game.
But your only chance in some cases is the team get really good so they can raise the prices and do a reseeding, and then maybe you can get in.
With fingers crossed and 1,000 woods knocked on.
There we go.
But let's do this more often. I think it's that if you want to talk about fairness and equity, That's fairness and equity.
There's a new release that comes out tomorrow. They will be reseeding everything.
Hey, I'm for it.
All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one indoor golf destination in Arkansas. I was texting Christian and Nate yesterday, and I know they're going to be partnering with the Rogers School District coming up in September. More details on that to follow. But these are guys, again, they grew up in Rogers. They went to the U of A with me, and they care not just about Rogers, but all of Northwest Arkansas. Again, we're born here, stayed here, and they love living here. So if you haven't been to Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, go to cartpasssocial.com. It is always BYOB for the best indoor golf destination at Cart Path Social. I think to jump back into the reseeding real quick, I don't know how you tell a fan that's donated like for 30, 40 years that his seat, in a seat that he can no longer afford. It's just tough. Like I would be so bad. I remember talking to someone and talking to people still to this day that work in the ticket office, that work in the Razorback Foundation, that work in, and that's just not an easy job. It really is a cutthroat. Well, it's a cutthroat job because you just have to be straight with people. Like, I'm sorry, we can't acquiesce your needs. We can't fill it.
You get some value for your longevity and your lifetime because they give you points that go towards your rank, but you can't spend you can't spend $1995. You got to have money that's perpetually flowing in. So, if we're going to live on 20 years ago, as far as what we did 20 years ago, that's never going to get you to the front of the line as a program. So I see both sides of it. I'm empathetic towards someone that has, been loyal for 30 years, but, you got to keep up with the time.
Here is the good news in terms of money. If you want to go this weekend and you look at third-party sites, tickets are cheap. There's a lot of them available.
For this game.
For this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, not necessarily for the Notre Dame game or the Texas A&M game, but you think about the weather, 78 degrees at kickoff. You think about the chance to see a lot of guys play this Saturday, and just the cost itself. Again, not for necessarily the entire season, but it's actually reasonable this week.
Well, I mean, if you took the money it would take to donate, say $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, and then the cost of the tickets, depending on where you sit, it's around $400, $450, whatever. Let's just say $400 for the ease of math, and you buy 4 tickets. That's another $1,600. So say you're in for $4,000 for football season, right? What could you do if you just took $4,000 and put it aside to buy secondary market tickets, or buy from a friend, or buy off Facebook Marketplace or wherever on games you really wanted to go to? Could you have better seats?
Yeah,
I think you'd have money left over.
Yeah,
and I think you'd have better seats for every one of them games. So, but there's value to having. Hey, I got season tickets for every game. There is some value in that. Hey, looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. They've been serving the Fort Smith area in western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years. The Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high-security fencing. If you need automatic gates, the Fence Man can do that too. If you need financing, they got you there as well. 782-3936 or thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hour number 2 along the way. Mr. Richard Davenport joins us. We'll also get into some more beefs here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is The Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Our state sales tax paid offer was a big hit. Frankly, we've been too busy selling cars to come up with an inspired replacement. So in my stereotypical artistic procrastination, I just gave up and decided to extend the sale through Labor Day. Just bring in your old ride and get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day weekend. Probably. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainty roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full Certainty integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with Certainty. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Hey everybody, Zachary Hall here, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker. If you have not stopped by the Jam Mart in Fort Smith on Phoenix Avenue, you're missing out. They have a brand new hot case in there. They serve breakfast, they serve lunch, they serve dinner. My personal favorite is the chicken strips and potato wedges. They also serve cheeseburgers as well. They have all sorts of options that you don't want to miss. Be sure to stop by and see your local Jam Mart, Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith today. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in Arkansas.
Fill her up, please. Mustard or ketchup?
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the cloud cover, chance of seeing showers and scattered thunderstorms high this afternoon into the low 80s. Showers and storms back with us tonight. Overnight low in the upper 50s to low 60s. Showers and storms with some heavy rain, especially across the north on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 3 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
You're rising higher, listen what I scream. Howling to the masses in the middle of the week. Tell us all your troubles, what's burning to your core. Shout it to the heavens until your throat is sore. What's your beef? Who steals your toy like a thief? What brought you grief? To fight it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef. What's your beef? What's your beef?
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
So I know not everyone listening is a Razorback season ticket holder, but a lot of the calls and the texts that we've received this morning have been a beefs about the reseating within Bud Walton Arena. If did the show a few years ago when they did this with baseball, kind of similar type of things. Whether it's that or something else that's on your mind this morning, you can get at us with your beefs at 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline, where Richard Davenport is going to join us momentarily as well. I still want to get in this Jimmy Johnson stuff because he was really good yesterday.
What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. They are at 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville. That's just one block east of College and Rolling Hills. Online, richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Everything you need for this weekend is at Richard's Country Meat Market. Gourmet burgers, fresh kebabs, house-made sausages, house-made hot dogs, and more. Perfect for tailgating this weekend. Richard's Country Meat Market. Again, order online, richardscountrymeatmarket.com or 479-443-0000. Have you watched America's Team yet on Netflix? You don't have Netflix. Have you watched that yet?
The Gamblers, Cowboys, no, I have not. I don't have it.
I've watched all 8 episodes.
Oh, you got all 8 in. Wow.
It's fantastic.
Is there anything new?
There's some stuff, some behind-the-scenes stories that you probably haven't heard before.
Okay.
There's a lot of detail on Michael Irving and the cocaine situation and how close he was to going to prison. There's a lot on Dion in there. I'm going to tell you what I thought was the best part of the entire docuseries was when they would show game footage and weave that in. It's masterfully edited.
Mm-hmm.
But the best part of it was Pat Summerall. Aikman, Irving, touchdown. I mean, because they just through the background of the entire series is Summerall and Madden. And it is just really outstanding. Just outstanding as far as how they put it together. And, you know, in the end, it's Jerry Jones's docuseries.
Yeah.
You can tell he had the final say on some things. But they didn't always put Jerry in the best light either. And I don't think there was have you watched it, Colton?
I've seen a few episodes. I haven't watched it all yet.
I don't think they've really made anyone out to be the scapegoat for the failure. I mean, in the end, they basically paint the picture of, hey, it was both Jimmy and Jerry's fault why this fell apart. So, I mean, it's a very, very interesting series and well worth your time to watch.
Yeah, and you mentioned that relationship. Jimmy Johnson was at the Touchdown Club in Little Rock yesterday, and here's what he said about it.
You know, we didn't have a whole hell of a lot of friends. And so the two of us, that we were each other's friend. And we were probably the only ones that would talk to each other. And then we go on and we win a Super Bowl. And then after that, now the loan gets paid off and I start going my way. He starts going his way. And I think because we stopped communicating, we probably had some tension there and we had some tough times. But we're really good now. We talk now. When we see each other, it's like we're best friends. And so it's all good.
Do you believe the relationship and the best friend?
I don't think they were ever best friends. I don't think they were best friends in college. I think they were friends, but I think Jerry oversold their friendship at the beginning of his time with the Cowboys.
Okay.
And I do think the relationship was sincerely strained. I do think there was 25 plus years of real animosity, both directions. And I do think it was about ego.
It took to what, last year, the year
there was
before, to give him in the Ring of Honor?
There was and that was by intent with Jerry. And he had even made the comment, as long as I have anything to say about it, he'll never be in there. And he softened on that. I think his family helped him get to that point. There was, throughout that series, a lot of debate and back and forth. Just something as simple but as monumental as the Herschel Walker trade, who got the credit for that is still something being argued over. Who cares? I mean, those two, obviously, but in the end, that was what was the catalyst to get them to those Super Bowls, was what resulted off that trade.
I just, anytime anything good at this radio station happens, I just give the credit. I never take the credit. That's the way to go about doing things.
That's you.
That's what we do.
Yeah. You've never said anything like, I'm the guy that keeps the lights on, and
there's difference
I'm down here 28 hours a day, and all these things.
Telling the truth on certain things, certain aspects.
Yeah.
All right, Richard Davenport's with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Richard, have you watched any of America's team, the Gambler and the Cowboys, like Tommy? I mean, Tommy's watched the whole thing. I guess I need to catch up.
No, I haven't watched any of it. I did watch Jimmy's deal with the Little Rock Touchdown yesterday, Touchdown Club, and found it interesting, like everybody else. And you're right, Tommy. You get egos involved in a relationship, and boy, all the wrong things happen. And then you got to give Jimmy credit for saying that the lack of communication led to that, and that's in any relationship, the lack of communication kind of starts the beginning of the end for most relationships. You got to have communication, and that obviously led to the split up. But as you get older too, I think you get a little bit more humble, and the ego is lessened, and you realize your faults, and I think both sides probably have done that. It's so unfortunate it took as long as it did.
I think what you have here are two guys that have reached 80, and now they're in their early 80s, 82 or so years old, and they realize their time on Earth is coming to an end at some point. Not tomorrow, maybe not next year or in the next 3 years, but is this animosity and this is this the way you really want to carry it out? I think we get to a point in life where we give up certain things certain hatreds and certain things we've held on to just because it takes some maturity and some getting older and not chasing all the time to get to these points to say, you know what, I was wrong and you were right.
Well, I think humility is the greatest asset anybody can have, and it's at some point, and for them to go as long as they did without kind of mending fences, kind of shows, and how their hard-headedness just continued for so many years, and then finally they let go of it. And glad that they finally did, because it's life's too short for holding grudges.
You see this in families, you see this in business, and think about those two guys, Jimmy and Jerry. This friendship that they want to portray, at least, and I think there's some genuineness to that. They lost 30 years of being friends over over stubbornness is the way you're putting it there, Artie. That's 30 years they'll never get back. They could have been sharing a mutual friendship and relationship that's gone.
Yeah, you don't go to college with a guy for 4 or 5 years and win a national championship, win a Super Bowl without at least some kind of a relationship. And obviously they had that, but did they appreciate it as much as they should have? Probably not. No.
When you say things like 500 coaches could have taken this team to a Super Bowl, that came up multiple times throughout the series, and something that Jerry said that clearly dug at Jimmy.
Yeah, and who's the person that made the trades and did all the evaluating a talent? It seemed like it was mostly Jimmy, and and it makes sense because they haven't really done anything since he left.
But here's the reality: Jimmy really didn't do anything either after he left the Cowboys. He was mediocre with Miami. I mean, it's not like Jimmy went on to win Super Bowls elsewhere. It's kind of like Belichick and Brady, to a degree.
On the Belichick side.
But I'm saying you compared which one, in Belichick and Brady, it's pretty clear that Brady went on to have success elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Neither one of these gentlemen have had the success everybody wanted to measure them by and look for since their separation in 95 or whatever.
Yeah, well, you got to give both sides credit. Jimmy evaluated talent very well. He also coached them very well, and Jerry also opened up the pocketbooks to make that happen. So both of them, complemented one another very well. And then the hard-headedness and the egos and all that stuff kind of got in between them at the last part of their relationship with the Cowboys, and kind of ended that, obviously.
Richard, you speak about communication. Richard Davenport, our guest, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, saw in the game guide this week and on the depth chart that Bobby Petrino is going to be up in the box for this season opener. Now, I know in years past you've had coordinators start up top or start down low and move up. What do you think about that decision, at least initially for game one, that Coach Bobby Petrino is going to be up in the box as the OC?
Anytime I see a high school coach or staff or whatever during their open week go to a game to scout a future opponent, where are they? They're usually high up. Mm-hmm. Your view of things are not the best down on the field. You obviously see the defenses, see things that you can see up top that you can't see on the floor. I mean, not on the floor, but on the field. And so I like it personally. Now, obviously, when he's on the field, he's got some eyes up in the press box telling him, hey, the safety's playing shading over here or what have you. But at the same time, for you to be able to see it, it kind of, you're able to process it a lot faster than hearing it from somebody. So I like him being in the press box.
It also tells me, Richard, that the communication and the relationship between him and Taylon Green is at a point. He doesn't have to be down on the field to look him in the eye, to draw it out on board. They can get on a headset. They can talk out what happened in the last series, and that doesn't require eye-to-eye communication to communicate the way they need to. So it also tells me the relationship between the QB coach and OC and the quarterback himself is at a point that it's okay to be upstairs.
No, I agree with you 100%. And obviously just, being on the phone and all that, with what, with him being on the field last year, there's definitely a comfort factor for him to decide to go upstairs. But, obviously they're going to communicate on the phone and through headsets or what have you. So it obviously shows a lot more confidence in Taylon, and I get that. After year or two, you should have that.
Richard, we talk about this game on Saturday, looking like good weather, hopefully an opportunity to have some recruits in town. I know there's a lot of options, especially and a lot of things focused on high school week one, not just in Arkansas, but across the United States. Any idea who's coming to town this weekend?
Not probably later today, tonight, sometime tomorrow. I'll probably put out a list sometime tomorrow. Only one that I saw, that is said, at least on Twitter that he's coming is Will Caston, obviously the 27 linebacker from Fayetteville, who's got an Arkansas offer along with Tulane. So
it's Marvin's son, right?
Exactly, okay. Marvin's son. So they'll be at the game, and man, you said it as far as the weather. I am so enjoying this weather, especially on my walks in the morning. But it looks like it maybe the last I saw was around 78 or 80 or something for a high on Saturday, and just gosh, this is incredible weather. I'm so appreciative of it.
And it's not just in Fayetteville. It's across. You look at the SEC footprint. I mean, we are going to have an excellent weather college football Saturday for the open of the season, which I can't remember a time, and I don't think I'm saying that just to say it. I think this is a really good weekend. Richard, I want to ask you about David Bowen.
Just wish it would last.
Yeah,
it's going to get hot again.
There's truth to that. David Bowen, according to Matt Zenitz of CBS Sports, is set to be named the new director of player personnel. We talked about this a little bit a week or so ago, how Arkansas's recruitment, the amount of money that they spend on their staff is so minuscule to a lot of other SEC schools. I wonder if you could kind of detail maybe what his job looks like when he. Again, this is a report, but I'm guessing it's accurate when he comes to Arkansas.
I've confirmed.
Okay.
I've confirmed that. Basically, he'll be the head of scouting, as far as evaluating film. He and along with two other people, Charlie Williams and a young man who's been on the support staff who just recently got promoted, and I don't. His name kind of escapes me at this time, but they're the kind of like the front lines of looking at film and saying, okay, this guy's worthy of the coaches taking a look at him, and then they pass along the video to the coaches, and the coaches decide whether or not to offer the young man. So, and then obviously come portal time, the three will be sorting through who's going in the portal and evaluating and sending to the coaches while they're probably still coaching. Hopefully this December when they're maybe going to a bowl game. So he replaces Javon Hubbard, who left to go to Auburn, and from what I understand, added in the story that I had on Milwaukee Sports and Arkansas Democrat Gazette that he was basically leaving. His salary was going to be double of what he was making at Arkansas. So you can't blame anybody from doubling their income. So anyway, David's taken his position, and they're going to he's got a lot of SEC experience. He knows what SEC players look like. He came from Texas A&M. He's been at LSU in Florida and I think Missouri. So he's very well seasoned as far as the SEC.
So from a front office standpoint, if you will, to use a pro football term, you almost need people that are focused solely on the portal and players you may be looking at, at a Conference USA school, at a Sun Belt school, at a, even a Division II school, and then other front office people that are high school focused and just working through what we traditionally think about in college recruiting. How do most schools approach that today? Because it doesn't seem like there's as much crossover in what you're looking at now.
Well, I know right now they're already preparing for the portal. I know that sounds crazy, but that they're evaluating talent that could possibly end up in the portal. So it's a nonstop process, along with evaluating high school kids. So there has to be a lot of organization and being very detailed and having all your eggs, or ducks in order for the time that you have to get ready for the portal. You got everything ready, even though when you only have 3 people versus other staffs who have about double that or triple that, it obviously is a hindrance as far as being able to be as prepared as possible for the portal or even high school recruiting.
Yeah, because I've heard him say before that in the days where you're would recruit and sign 25 to 30 players, you'd have 300 in your database you were looking at for that particular cycle. I can't imagine how many players they've got in that each class's database now, but with portal and that, it'd have to be 600, 700, 800 players you're looking at, maybe 1,000. I don't know. I did
a story on that a while back, and I'll have to look back at it. And I think their database starts off, say the 27 class starts off with about 2,000 players. Then they whittle that all down and narrow it down. And obviously, they only send the kids that they believe that are offer worthy to the coaches, and the coaches have to make that decision whether or not to offer the kids. So it's a big undertaking, and it gets pretty intense, especially in November going into December when they're doing the portal, because they're still evaluating high school kids, but the portal kind of takes over during that time period, and it is very intense because you have 2,000 or 3,000 kids or maybe more entering the portal, and you're trying to get as much information on each kid as possible. And there may be some kids you knew that were going to get into the portal, you already did your research on, but there's obviously kids that maybe you wasn't aware that was going in the portal, and you have to jump on it and try to get contact information, because at least the last time I'd heard, it baffles me, but the kids, when they put their names in, at least a year or so ago, they do not put in contact information. So at least in the last couple of years, you have to go and try to find that info through agents or contacts that you previously had. It's just a wild process.
A lot of DMs, RD. All right, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff as always. Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Richard, I hope the dog walk was fun this morning. Had good weather, and hopefully we have it not just this week, but hopefully a few weeks. We'll see.
Oh, I'm sure hopeful. I agree with Tommy. I'm sure we're going to have some 90s and stuff like that coming in September, but I'm sure hoping it doesn't.
Yeah. RD, good to talk to you. I was out for my walk this morning. I mean, it's not getting what I call real daylight till about 7 a.m. anymore. It's pretty dark still at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
when is spring fall back? When is that?
Early November usually. So,
all right.
Anyway, we're gonna have some shorter. Cold? Yeah, it's amazing the things he doesn't know.
I'm just what month it is. Like, I know it's spring forward, fall back.
It used to be in October. Now they've moved it to early November. We don't have a very long time anymore of standard time in this country. Hey, when it comes to banking, you deserve a pleasant and productive experience, and one that puts you first. That's exactly what you'll find at Sterling Bank, your community bank right here in Northwest Arkansas. Top-notch customer service. Every transaction feels personal because, hey, they're not just your bankers. They're your friends. They're your neighbors at Sterling Bank, and they're deeply committed to the people, the businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive. Their passion for growth and progress fuels everything that they do. So if you're looking for a local, friendly bank that fits your needs, visit Sterling Bank, Fayetteville, Rogers, and Bentonville, or online at stirbank.bank.
I want to get into the 24/7 composite talent rankings and where Arkansas is in the Southeastern Conference. There's a few other SEC headlines, including what Jackson Arnold is now promoting, along with Auburn, plus what Missouri is doing for field rushing this fall. That's coming up next in your SEC update.
Well, he's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll face with you guys.
We're brought to you today by GNC. Hope I'm not interrupting your workout routine, but the GNC Live Well sale is going on right now. Buy one, get one, 50% off everything in the store and at GNC.com. That's right, everything. Protein, pre-workout, creatine, vitamins, supplements, and so much more. Go for it all and don't miss out. At GNC, nutrition isn't just the department, it's the whole freaking store. You got goals, GNC has results. Visit your local GNC store or go to GNC.com.
I'm personally not necessarily a yes man, but I will, give my opinion on certain things.
This is The Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest. The Hawks are finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas. Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I mean, I think that's all of us at Texas, and I think we kind of try to shift the narrative. We're going for everyone else. Target's not on our back. We got a red dot on everyone else.
That's the first time in the offseason this year, previous year, that I've actually heard Arch Manning sound like a Texas quarterback.
That's a tough quote.
Little cocky, little arrogant. I kind of liked it a little bit, but for the most part, the kid's been like, I don't know if I've done enough to earn anything that I've got yet, praise or anything else, but that is something that's going to be on his back this fall, starting at 11 a.m. in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday.
Winning the genetic lottery, you know, all those things that have happened in life, right?
Yeah.
So
it happens from time.
What would you rather, you were born with the last name of Walton or Manning?
I don't know.
Probably Walton.
I love sports, and I
just
guess
being born a Manning, puts a certain expectation on you, but there's going to be probably a lot of Manning quarterbacks and a lot of Manning football players for
years,
for the rest of our lives,
years and years to come.
Yeah, Peyton's got 2 or 3 boys.
I think
you talk about pressure.
The expectation is heavy when it comes to that and the legacy that he obviously is going to start full time this upcoming season. Teased it before the break. Arkansas in the SEC, when you think about where they're ranked in talent, what do we typically say? Like overall top 25 in college football and talent. That's what we typically say.
13th in the SEC.
They're dead 13th in the SEC when you look at 24/7 Sports composite rankings. 24 4-stars on the roster, 2 5-stars. I think it was Jaheim Singletary and Xavier Sawyer that were 5-stars coming out of high school. But again, that's what you have to deal with. The likes of Missouri, Ole Miss, of course, Alabama, and Georgia, and LSU. Teams like that are above you. But I like when people just say, "Oh, this talent, the roster is devoid of talent," or they don't have any talent on the roster. That's not true. They just play better talent, not just based on the 24/7 Sports composite, but other people would tell you most weeks. So you have to, again, get lucky. You have to have good special teams. You have to go. Coaching obviously has to matter. But again, that's where you are pretty consistently, and it's not really different this year.
Arkansas generally has, in a better year, you'll have guys that could start on, say, 7 or 8 spots either side of the ball. In a good year, you'll have 8 guys that could start at a lot of other SEC schools. In a normal year, you've only got maybe 6 or 7 guys that could start on both sides of the ball at a lot of other SEC schools. And that's what you got to have is more guys. And the draft's a good litmus test and all that. So, I mean, when you look at how many Arkansas guys get drafted compared to other schools, it's about talent.
TeSlaa was the only one drafted, 3rd round, right?
That tells you what you need to know about, where your talent level really is.
Yeah.
It's truth serum what happens in the draft.
Keeping your SEC update going, Missouri announced this yesterday. Students and fans will no longer rush the field. SEC fines $500,000 for violations. We expect to win. Let's celebrate loudly, proudly, and together in the stands. Will Missouri at some point rush the field this season? Their schedule, which is one of the easiest, they're not going to rush it for the border war, which is week 2. They do have Alabama.
Where's that game at, by the way?
In Columbia. They don't go, remember, they don't leave Columbia.
That's right.
Till October the 18th. Thank you, Womack. God, Mark, I think this is his first name. My goodness gracious. That was like Drink's first thing he said in media days. Thanks, Mark Womack, for giving us the easiest schedule in the league, which there's no easiest schedule in the SEC.
Now you're paraphrasing.
That is, he said something
he
like
did
that.
thank Mark Womack.
Yeah, he thanked Mark Womack. And I don't blame him thanking Mark Womack based on their schedule. But when they play Alabama, Alabama's going to be ranked when they come into Columbia. They play Texas A&M in Columbia. There's not really another team on the schedule you would say they rush the field at. So you got 2 chances. We'll see if the fans and the students abide by what was just put out, or if they say
they don't have a 3-minute clock.
Nope, they're trying to keep it in house. They're trying to keep that money in house and keep that.
Well, if you comply to the 3-minute clock, there is no fine, right?
There is a chance and an opportunity that the SEC does not fine you. It's not 100%, but there's a chance that they forgo the fine by making it safe on the other team, coaching staff, fans.
Obviously, they've discussed this with the league officer. Arkansas wouldn't be trying to do it the way they are.
I would think so. I would think Hunter's team would do that. Last thing here in your SEC update. Auburn has partnered with Dew Wipes, as has Jackson Arnold. Dude Wipes. Listen,
I've been seeing their billboards throughout Northwest Arkansas here on I-49.
With a creative campaign that dares you to say TP is for the trees. Dude Wipes and Carrot encourages fans of Auburn Athletics to not be shy about tossing toilet paper in the trees at Toomer's because that's where toilet paper belongs.
Plenty of messes to clean up on the plains this season, I'm sure.
Auburn is, to me, the most curious team in the league. Because you've got a good week one matchup when you go to Waco this Friday. You've got a lot of talent on offense, particularly in that wide receiver room. A lot of pressure on Hugh Freeze week 3. That is the most, in South Carolina, you could put up there too, but that's the most intriguing SEC team to me is where Auburn could go. Because I could see them firing Freeze, or I could see them winning 9 or 10 games this fall if things click.
When you look at preseason odds to win the national title, Auburn's like 17th on that list and ahead of a lot of other SEC schools. Now, it's still like plus 7,500, but when you compare it to other SEC schools that are like, a lot more than that, plus 50,000, 4 and 5 times more than that in the odds, it makes you wonder what do the odds makers think here. They're not projecting Auburn to win it, but they got them ahead of a lot of other schools in this league. That's noteworthy.
They should be pretty salty on defense, which will obviously help your team.
Is Durkin still there?
I think so.
I can't remember.
DJ Durkin?
Yeah, I think he's still there at DC. All right, that is your SEC update here on What's Your Beef Wednesday.
And it is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. 25 locations around our state. At Farm Credit, they can help you get the financing you need to remodel and spruce up that current home or maybe build a brand new one from ground up. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com. Find one of the 25 locations near you for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
All right, we have the picks. You ready?
The picks are in.
The picks are in. Keegan Bradley has made his selections for this upcoming Ryder Cup. Scotty Scheffler.
Duh.
Pretty obvious.
He earned it. I mean, that's not a pick. He's on the team.
Yeah. They're looking at these captain by. So Bradley's not listed on this. So that means
he didn't pick himself then.
Okay, that's interesting. JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele. You're gonna have to help me with some of these because it just lists last name. What's Henley's first name?
Russell
English.
Harrison
English. Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Griffin. Who's Griffin? Griffin.
Matt, maybe. I'm not sure of that one.
Matt Griffin. I don't know why they would not, but they would just put the last names on there. Young. I know Patrick Cantlay, whatever.
Yeah.
What's Burns' first name? Not Sam.
Sam.
It is Sam?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're just figuring out Young. Let me see if it's on there. I don't know why they wouldn't put their first names on there, but that is your team for the Cameron Young.
Yeah.
That's your team for the upcoming Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black.
One of the bucket list events for me. I'd like to go to at least a day of the Ryder Cup somewhere at some point.
So is that selfless for him to do so? And not pick
I think
himself?
There's enough pressure being the captain. All the pressure's on the captain, really. Make the right picks in this part of it, and then make the right pairings during the event. The captain gets a lot of the credit, and then he gets all the blame if things don't go right. So I think there's enough pressure just being captain.
Okay.
I think you don't need to be a playing captain. That's too much. My opinion.
I was going to say, is that typical? Like, you were talking about the Zach Johnson cutting Keegan in 2023. Is that typical where the captain is a part of the team?
No,
or it's not. It's not.
No.
He just picks the team. Okay.
Well, he doesn't. You earn the first. Was it 8 slots or whatever earned based on points you earned throughout the course of the season that ended with the tournament in Atlanta for the Tour Championship. So, those spots like Scheffler, I mean, obviously he'd have been an automatic pick anyway, but you earn, there's so many spots on the team earned, and then there's these handful of picks at the end that the captain picks the last few seats at the table.
Okay. So you kind of have to, so there's one, like with the Arkansas football team, for example, the team has selected 5 guys. There's one special team spot that's remaining. So you're still waiting on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, again, the wait is over for the Ryder Cup team. We're just trying to figure out who's going to be the final remaining captain for Arkansas football. If it would be true freshman Scott Starzik, that'll be interesting. That means they obviously have a lot of confidence in him. You don't get earned captain as a true freshman unless you're kicking him through the uprights. So just, I guess that's the one news tidbit kind of waiting on this week.
Hey, Saturday, I want to talk to all those that aren't going to the game, maybe going to do it at home and you're in the Fort Smith area. Arts Barbecue is making your game days cheesy again this year. They are bringing back smoked brisket queso. They take their smoked brisket, chop it up, put it in their house-made queso. It is a flavor explosion. And you can get that in the restaurant with some of their house-made chips. I think it goes great with their fries as well. You can enjoy that while you're at Arts, or you can call ahead at 452-2550, and they'll get you however much you need for your home tailgate. Maybe you want to take some to Fayetteville for your tailgate. It heats up perfectly for the tailgate. And I'd order just a little bit extra, and that way you've got some for Sunday and again on Monday. It's a long weekend, no work Monday. So why not have a little bit of extra smoked brisket queso from Arts? So if you like the flavor of their brisket and you love cheese dip, they're going to mash those two together for something awesome. Plus, they've got the new Sloppy Pig Burger, their hand-patted burger, piled high with pulled pork, and then suffocated in this smoked brisket queso. An unbelievable flavor. And I think you just ask for a little extra sauce, and you get those house-cut fries. Then you kind of got you a little partial order of cheese fries going on there. So try it all out. Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 452-2550, or find them 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
All right, back to our beefs, Colt. I know there's one that is personal to you that we haven't gotten into yet in an hour and 40 minutes of the show. The New England Patriots organization, Mike Vrabel and Bob Kraft. You have something to say to them this morning.
Well, they're both idiots, number one. Player A, he's a kicker, okay? He makes 3 out of 5 field goals in the preseason, misses 2 easy chip shots, okay? 1 of 40 yards and 1 of 57 yards. Not a chip shot, but he missed it because he had to rush onto the field because he wasn't paying attention to the game. Okay, that's player A. Player B, 3 for 3 on field goals with a long of 57 yards, perfect on extra points. And player B also helped the Minnesota Vikings basically win 2 games last year. Which player do you keep on your roster?
What's the contract situation?
Well, player A was drafted. Player B was a free agent.
Okay.
Player B.
You choose player B?
Send the player A guy who missed the field goals home.
That's right. That's what you would do.
Well,
but that's not what the New England Patriots want to do because they're sticking with the kicker that they drafted instead of my brother-in-law, Parker Romo, who should be the kicker for the New England Patriots. Now, look, I'm a Dolphins fan. I have been my whole life. So the fact that I had to potentially cheer for the Patriots this season was
Wait, he's actually your
enough.
brother-in-law?
Yes, he's actually my brother-in-law.
Oh.
He's talked about this on air.
Multiple times. Thanks
I
for
want
listening.
to re-emphasize the point. Ty, it's a radio show. We were re-emphasize. Not everybody may have heard it the first time.
My brother-in-law, Parker Romo, is married to my sister, and he is a kicker in the National Football
So how are you
League.
related to Tony Romo?
He is not related in any sense of the word. I don't think there's even a distant relative. But
All right.
The Patriots cut him. And to me, that doesn't make any sense that a guy that made less field goals is being kept on the roster. And here's the worst part. Instead of potentially letting Parker go on and be signed by another team or be claimed by another team on waivers, the Patriots basically hid him all preseason as an insurance policy, which is fine. Practice squad players make hundreds of thousands of dollars during the season. It's a great gig.
But
if you
not
can
millions
get it.
of dollars.
But not millions of dollars.
Now, a practice
And
squad kicker would be a good role because you're not going to get hit as a kicker in
No,
practice.
and he's been on
and
the
they don't
practice
keep
squad,
many of those guys around.
And he's been on the practice squad on and off for several teams over the last several years.
I think Rocket Sanders just got. I've been reading these different reports that happened. I guess at 3 o'clock yesterday was I think the deadline where players or the rosters had to be whittled down. And I know I saw a few Arkansas names here and there, but it's just unfortunately part of the business.
How do you judge a kicker? How do you judge a kicker?
Does it go through the upright?
You're exactly right.
So
You're exactly right.
Are they going to keep him on the practice? What's Parker going to
It's likely
do?
they're going to keep him on the practice squad unless he gets signed by another team or cleared on waivers and can join another team's practice squad. But the point of this thing is he should have been named the starter, and just because the other kid, they wasted a draft pick on him because it's a stupid franchise that's never won anything outside of Belichick and Brady and probably never will, they don't know what they're doing. And I wish them nothing but lack of success like I have the last 20 years of rooting against them.
With the exception of Hunter.
With the exception of Hunter Henry.
You just in your world, you just want to trade him to the Dolphins, right?
The Dolphins need a kicker. I would be very happy if Parker Romo got signed and picked up by the Dolphins. They're in need of a kicker. Sanders is hurt. Look, at the end of the day, I understand it's a cutthroat league. And kickers especially, you have one specific job. Mike Ditka, everybody, all the coaches, they hate kickers. It's fine. I understand that. I have a soft spot for him because I know one personally, and I know how hard that he works. My thing is, You judge kickers based on if they kick it through the pearly posts. One kid went 3 for 5, missed a chip shot, and wasn't even ready to kick the other one. And my brother-in-law nails one from 57 yards and helped the Vikings win games in the regular season last year. And he's going to end up on the practice squad or having to play for the Carolina Panthers.
Ty's got a October wedding in New England. Can you get him some tickets to a game?
I probably can.
It's actually in Nashville.
Have a little weekend in New England like Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Thomas at Walker Brothers just hooked me up from head to toe. I can't wait for that. So we will be locked in. That's the only one rest of the year.
Good. By the time you do some work around
I think
here.
I've got 3 or 4 on the docket next year. But
what makes it even worse?
And he doesn't. And then he doesn't even know which hand the ring goes on.
It's the left one. The left.
You didn't know that till yesterday.
The one next to the pinky. Yeah, I didn't. Listen,
You've been to a gajillion weddings. You don't know where the wedding ring goes.
It's sometimes to fly through life. Ignorant is bliss. You just
Yeah,
learn things.
you mastered that.
You get to learn things every single day. Like I learned yesterday that the ring
You're
finger
the
is
most blissful person I know.
happy as always, man. Golden Retriever personality.
All right. Well, you can have some blissful days. Was that a good transition at Gaston's White River Resort, where you can cast it left or right-handed? I guess I am a left-handed person, so I reel with my right. So I always get in the boat. That's the first thing the guide usually will ask. You know, it's a good guide. They ask you like to reel left or right-handed. So if you're right-handed, you reel with your left hand. You hold the rod there. So it's important. How do you do that, Ty? How do you make that? How do you make that change? He won't know this.
Yeah, put me on the spot on a subject that I have no earthly
You could
idea
Google
about.
it for an hour and not figure it out, could you? You flip the handle around by undoing the blue bolt, and you pull the handle out, and you turn it around, and
That
a
sounds
good
like a
guy
lot of
can
work.
do
That
it in
sounds
about
like a lot
30
of work.
seconds. Ty'd take 3 days, but that's the level of attention to detail you get at Gaston. And they know that, they know to ask you left or right-handed. How you want to reel this deal? Ty would just turn it upside down. That's what Ty would do.
It's easier.
It was wrong-handed. It'd be backwards, like most things Ty does. Listen to me sound like Clay all of a sudden. 870-431-5202. 870-431-5202. Awesome getaway, top-notch guides, excellent fishing on North America's best trout stream. That's the White River, and it's all at Gaston's White River Resort. Again, 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Well, he's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll face with you guys.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Jackson right side outside the numbers at the 10 to the 5, touchdown Arkansas.
This is the Morning Rush.
Half-price apps and taps are back at Joe's Grill and Cantina every Arkansas game day. Wear your hog gear and get half-price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Enjoy 10-layer dip, chimney paquitos, the ultimate sampler, and Mexican pizza, all half price during Arkansas games. And all your favorite beers on tap are half price. Half price apps and taps during every Arkansas game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Our state sales tax paid offer was a big hit. Frankly, we've been too busy selling cars to come up with an inspired replacement. So in my stereotypical artistic procrastination, I just gave up and decided to extend the sale through Labor Day. Just bring in your old ride and get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day weekend. Probably. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
If the 25th is the silver anniversary and the 50th is gold, what's the 75th? Well, that's the fresh beef, onions, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, fries, and drink anniversary. Everybody knows that. Get the #1 water meal for $7.50 in honor of our 75th anniversary. A meal like that is the way you're supposed to celebrate a 75th. The Whataburger 75th meal deal. Whataburger, what a deal. For a limited time at participating locations.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not...
Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
We all plan to be on time, but fender bending, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alba or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
So do any of y'all have a particular airline that you swear by? You
it used to be Southwest. I
well
tend to fly them more so, but now I've kind of ventured out a little more recently.
I swear by the one that's the cheapest and the one that has the best flight times. But you bring up Southwest, I do want to get to something with them coming up in just a bit as we conclude a What Should Beef Wednesday.
LureNet.com's got everything you need to get on the water this weekend. At LureNet.com, you'll find Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more. All made in Arkansas by Pradco. So if you're looking for some Bobby Garland baby shad, or you're looking for, it's really anything you need, whether you're going to the river or going to the lake, wherever you're headed, they've got what you need. That's LureNet.com. LureNet.com, and all orders in the U.S. over $35 get you free shipping with LureNet.com.
I hope what I'm about to say doesn't prevent Southwest from coming to XNA, as I've advocated for the last couple of years. But, Tommy, I don't know if you saw this. In 2026, they've got a new policy where plus-size passengers must purchase 2 seats. If you don't, there's a possibility that you may have to push your flight back or have a higher day of fare, according to a little research. So that is something that has been tossed around.
How do you feel about this?
It doesn't affect me, but I mean, I have friends that are bigger. So
what makes you a bigger? I mean, because
are you going to weigh someone on a scale before you get off?
Who's going to be in charge of this? Who's going to be that's what
I had more questions than answers. I just thought that was interesting reading that yesterday.
Hey, last holiday weekend of the summer's coming up, Labor Day weekend. Think before you drink. It's illegal to drive with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. If you do so, the consequences are severe. You'll have to lose your license, go to court, and get an ignition interlock. Think before you drink, drive sober, or get pulled over. This brought to you by the Arkansas State Police.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver,